Hello, hello. So, a big news. Because yesterday night, very late, around like midnight, they finally got rid of Aster Arcadia! Woo! So yeah, I guess we'll never see the Aster cooking stream. We don't know where he went for these ingredients. They must have been very hard to find because he just dipped. He dipped, look like going for milk and cigarettes, I suppose. There is some stuff to talk about though, regarding the termination notice. It's not really a termination. The wording that they used is odd and a lot of people are questioning the wording they used. Nijisanji EN official tweeted, "We hereby inform you that Aster Arcadia will be separating from Nijisanji EN as of July 15, 2025 and will not resume streaming activities." So I'm curious as to why they're using the word separating here. Is it because his contract ran out and they couldn't use the word terminating, they just decided to not renew? Or is it to avoid having to say why he is graduating, or why he's being terminated? Because usually when somebody is terminated, you have to give an answer, or at least Nijisanji, there's precedent where they give a pretty extensive list of what you did wrong. And they add, "Please refrain from directly contacting our livers about this matter. Thank you for understanding." But yeah, this is the first time we see like a separation. And on top of that, we still haven't received the investigation's results. If you guys remember, around, I think, December last year, Nijisanji tweeted that regarding the recent controversy, AnyColor has determined following course of action, we have initiated an independent third-party investigation into these issues and will share the outcome with our livers and our community. This investigation will focus on the issues of sexual harassment and unauthorized information leakage to outside parties and will include a total review of company policies and their implementation. Based on the outcome of this investigation, appropriate disciplinary actions will be taken and updated policies will be shared with our livers and our community. AnyColor is committed to a safe and community-focused environment free from any type of inappropriate behavior. It's like, so when are we gonna release the Aster files? Fuck the Epstein files. We want the Aster files in here. You know what the best tweet about this situation? It was actually Mujin. I actually laughed out loud when I saw this tweet. Japanese airlines profits plunge minus 95%. Not that their biggest customer has stopped trying to fly fans to meet him in a hotel room. I can't. He's so original. I love it. Their last two termination regarding the investigation, like the two people involved in the investigations, they've had weird wordings with their termination. With Twisty, the issue was that they're saying Nijisanji EN has terminated its contract with Twisty and Manazako due to confirmed instance of discriminatory speech, which is in direct violation of our contract terms and is not tolerated in our community. But they got her because of the private call that was leaked, and not because of that black screen stream that she did where she revealed a bunch of sensitive information about the company, and then she leaked that one call with Aster where he sort of admitted that he did that inappropriate joke. And if you notice, if you look at the account, I mean, they did this announcement, right? And there's already a bunch of just positive posts being posted right after. It's almost like they're trying to make this fly under the radar. Stock-wise or like company-wide wise, it doesn't feel like it's affected them much. Their stocks, after plummeting during the Selengate thing, it's back up. It's gapping the Cover Corp stocks, by the way. So it's just, Nijisanji EN is like the support branch for their company. Nijisanji never had a talent named Twisty or Aster. Yes, it's funny you say that because it's almost like they're trying to memory hold the investigation. I really, really hope we'll get an answer to this. Another like theory that's arisen from this wording is that, you know how Twisty has revealed that she got offered settlement money during her black screen live stream. And now, you know, I'm wondering, it could be, or it could not be, this is entirely speculation, that perhaps Aster Arcadia was also offered that money to walk away from this. Of course, this is only speculation, but I mean, it could be another theory. There's so much we don't know. We can only speculate. Aster is already planning his re-debut on Twitch and YouTube. Scaling for the late game is his description. He's a Kassadin player, and Kassadin is a late game champion in League, known for hitting his spike at level 16. So yeah, it fits. There's also his YouTube account. Well, it's not completely confirmed, okay? This is not confirmed that it's his account, but everybody thinks that it is. Like, I think a million, like, I've got so many people DMing me about this on Twitter. So his main channel YouTube got wiped. I think when False was streaming yesterday, the posts were still up and they were like getting deleted as he, you know, was streaming them. There's this false ID tweet here. Following the announcement of Aster Arcadia separating from Nijisanji Yen, his Twitter was immediately locked and his YouTube was wiped in the next hour. Half a day later, his talent and merch page have now been removed. So Twitter locked, as is usually the case. This YouTube, we just looked at it, and now the merch page gone. Everything's wiped. There was never a Twisty or an Aster in Nijisanji. That never happened. So apparently that's his PL account. This is also speculations, but ended all activities on June 11th. And there's a bunch of, you know, old friends and livers following this account. And it's also kind of following this new YouTube account, Aitia, which is speculated to be him. Scaling for the late game. League addict and singing as a hobby. I think that's why people believe this is Aster, because of all these, you know, little clues. Of course, it's not confirmed yet. People have been wrong about this before. Do you guys remember when Denov debuted and people thought this liver was this ASMR artist? Since that, I take everything with a grain of salt. I never believed that speculation, by the way. I think we debunked it in my server like pretty early on, but I know a lot of people caught on to it. Maybe Xenion is confirmed, but not the new one. Man, it's sad that we never gonna get the conclusion for Nijisanji case. It's just insane that they let him get away with it. I'm hoping that we might still get an investigation result. I mean, they can't just say that they're gonna do it and then not do it. Based on the outcome of the investigation, appropriate disciplinary action will be taken and updated policies will be shared with our livers and our community. They said they would share it with our community. Even their audiences are upset about it. Like, their own fans are mad. I mean, okay, there is Aster fans that are still defending him, and we'll take a look at that in a second, but Jasmine is a, like, infamous Nijisanji fan, and she's also upset about it. She says, they treat baseball more seriously than this. I'm a little upsetty spaghetti. She's referring to the Gondo Mireille scandal where she made a joke at a baseball game and she got terminated for it. I have a lot of criticism because, come on, like, let's be dead ass. I'm not gonna be NT-level criticism. I'm just not satisfied with any of this, and I'm not gonna pretend I am. Messy ass scenario, but it would be reassuring to have, you know, more of a look of commitment and safety, decorum, and not rip the band-aid off and get them the fuck out. I wonder if they deadass gave up on the official documents or whether they just fed up with those two in particular. If you announce an investigation and those two people who were involved with that investigation are now gone, yes, we still want to see the result that you publicly set an expectation for. Anyway, please support Iluna as hard as you can. They just personally piss me off so bad with it. Like, I know there are attempts, but they keep sticking out for me personally. Get the communication on point for once, management, please. This is something we've been begging them to do for over a year, the communication part. Girl, that investigation was 2 sticks and some glue for all we know. I'm a little angry emoji, but I guess I'll move on. Kinda have to now, months later. Twisty did say she believes there was no investigation. He's another Nijisanji fan. Very outspoken. Let's see what she has to say. Wait, do they mean he's keeping the Aster Arcadia IP? But then again, they closed down the account already. No, he's not keeping the IP. I don't think so. Because I mean, I guess she's questioning that because of the separation wording, which we've never heard before. So I understand the confusion. Now, because how we wait for months to get nothing, we all already knew he was probably gonna leave, but at least tell us the results. Girl, at least explain what happened from the investigation. By the way, this is worded, it doesn't sound like he was fired, but rather he's the one who chose to leave, but they didn't use the term graduate either. Yeah, but they're also frustrated. Chris the Holo Sim says, I believe Niji Yen management is becoming more soulless every time they lost a liver. They didn't even bother asking fans to support the remaining Illuna members or announce the state of his merch and fan letters. They went from this to this. They are evolving but backward. That's so sad. But it might be true. It actually might be true. There's just been so much termination. They're just like, whatever. I'm just gonna keep our head down and keep going. This is a huge Aster fan, I suppose. Gonna miss his laugh, not gonna lie. And now the videos are gone. I've had his standees on my desk since this all started. Now that we have an answer, I went and put him back with his friends. Where are his friends? Like in the graveyard or in the trash can? Or just on another shelf? Why wasn't he with his friends before? Why was he separated? I have so many questions. At least Aster is still there in Uki's Planetarium and on the MC server. Aster does have friends. If you guys watch my video that I made on Nijisanji, Twisty, and Aster, I think it came out this month. At the end of the video, I showcase how they were seen playing League together not long ago. I think it was Enna, Aster. I can't totally recall who was on the team. Replying to the Nijisanji tweet, "Now this makes me sad, extremely sad. Best of luck to you, Aster. I hope he's happy in his new apartment away from his bum-ass roommates. So much left undone, but wherever he goes, I hope it's a good place." And once again, flopping the VTubers with blue check marks, resorting to drama, grifting for clicks and clout because they are not getting the views they want. Yeah, this is why I've been on the fence about all of this. It just doesn't add up. It really doesn't. Really. What doesn't add up? It feels so insanely targeted. I mean, yeah, it is targeted to him because of the stuff we've heard about him. The least confident member of Illuna during his waves, most important moment 3D, just when he finally moved to a new place and was finally away from his shitty roommates that made his life hell. It doesn't sit right with me. Regardless what others believe, none of that feels like a targeted attack from those same indies who couldn't get over February. Oh, it was Wiwa, Ilira, and Uwuki, yes, that were playing League with him. I can't recall the others. It was like one just DP liver that was in Niji, and I can't recall the fourth. And there's the Lulu tweeting on her PL, replying to somebody, not even just woman, knowing they can't celebrate their anniversary, and every Annie and project after, talking about Nijisanji waves, I suppose, or Nijisanji livers, in peace, without having to ever work with him again, makes me feel so happy for them. A little bit of positivity coming from her here. Oh yeah, the updated graph. They're literally playing bingo. Bingo! Now we have Aster gone too. Oi, you! Yeah, you! Hi! If you're not subscribed to my second channel, I don't know what you're doing with your life. So take a moment, press the like button, press the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell on. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now let's get back into the video. So yeah, the Nijisanji livers, they seem, the woman one actually, they seem to be having a good time. They're all tweeting as if nothing happened, you know, there's no sad posting. Scarlet's like, I want a mass debate. Aya's just tweeting, I got my morning Dutch bros on the way to work. And the barista asked me what I did for a living. I just told him that I'm just an office lady, and he responded with, huh? I never would have guessed. Girl, what's that supposed to mean? Renzoto tweeted, that's a wrap. Oh, that was yesterday. That was yesterday, but he hasn't tweeted anything since then. And has also been tweeting as if nothing happened, but I believe she's one of his friends. So who knows? Maria Marionette is tweeting, I don't know why, but I just wanted to dance today. So just dancing to random songs right now. Sweat super yabai. So Aster got terminated and she feels like dancing. Well, us too, Maria. Us too. We don't know who was invited to a Japanese hotel. All we know is that Twisty mentioned 2 different victims at least in her live stream. Yeah, it could be unrelated. I agree. It could be totally unrelated, but I like the headcanon. Exactly, Mythic Gas. Unlike the Twisty termination where they locked her accounts first and then did the announcement, this one was the opposite. It's like they did the announcement and then they locked everything. This person tweeted a lot, but I can't remember who is Shimo Esport. I knew this was a thing, but damn, it is stupid. No, it directly states Aster Arcadia will not resume streaming. They likely did not resign the contract. They can be either or. There is a chance that the investigation could not be made public, though a wording like the investigation has been concluded and either part has chosen to resign would be a better phrasing. With how much they have fucked up beforehand, it's likely the best. It's always better for firms to say too little than too much, especially given circumstances. The best conclusion is just that they might not be able to share the info, which honestly good. It might avoid certain prior situations. No, release the Aster files. Like, is this a shitty situation? 100%, but no matter what they did, it would be shitty, so they should just give as little as they can. And sometimes releasing info isn't worth it. It's likely isn't worth it for talents as well, especially given that it's likely a Japanese consultancy, Japanese management style is likely recommended. The consequence of sharing could be worse than this. Saying separated likely means that the contract wasn't renewed for whatever reason, though it is Japan and Madojiwazoku and Odeshibeya are common management phenomenons. Saving face is a big concern. Yes, we know something had to happen that ended the podcast, and that was much longer ago, and then we suspect something else, as well as the Aster Scarly leak, then Twisty, as well as Friends of Twisty. Yep, and if you want seriously a good, like, refresher of everything that happened, go check out my latest video on Nijisanji. It's got everything there. I think the only thing that I didn't cover in it that I could have added was false ID. During his video on Aster, he showed some additional screenshots, I believe, of like livers confirming that there was no name, of course, but it was like livers confirming that they had like also creepy dealings with him. And you know, we had Quinn also say on stream that he got bad vibes from him. He got creepy vibes from him. Now, these are some Reddit comments that we could read. Yes, there was also mention of him in the Raziel doc. Yeah, there was a pretty explicit mention of him. And thus, the saga has finally ended. I know for a fact I'm not the only one who feels this massive sense of relief that it's finally over. I am now happy that her efforts at least took him down with her. As problematic as she was, and as arguably valid as it is for her to be dropped by the company, this conclusion at least means she made a net positive impact for the company and her ex-coworkers at the end of the day, and that's something to be proud of. I mean, it's true, she could have taken the settlement money, and she didn't. Even though we know she was struggling with money at this point because she wasn't about to... I don't know what her personal situation is, obviously, but we know that she wasn't allowed to stream for months. So she was kind of stuck in limbo. Light mode blasting our eyes off? Hey, it's not my screenshot. I'm sure there will be some interesting discourse on the unique and swift wording of this announcement, and maybe I'll entertain it later, but as of right now, I really don't care. I'm just happy we can close the one troublesome plot thread in an otherwise big upswing year for EN. See, I don't feel like it's closed. To any ex-Arcadians out there, take your time to work out the emotions of all this. Losing an Oshi in any way is rough. If you want to stick around, there are still livers who may interest you. Claude, Ryoma, Sable are all really dope. Chop Country with Apex quite frequently. They have a collab in a few days for a different game, but it'd be good stream to catch and see if their personalities and chemistries interest you. Once in a while, Illyra, Millie, Anna, Uki, Willy, Finana, and maybe Zeal do jump on League of Legends. I imagine you'd very much know how sweet of a person Ren and the rest of Illuna are. But if you want to take a leaf from the Niji sphere, that's also very much valid. Just be sure to take good care of yourself. I don't feel like it's close. It's buried. Honestly, considering they had her in 10k depths at the start, then paid her late, then stopped her streaming, and she still didn't take the pay. This was personal on a new level. True. She was like, if I'm going down, you're going down with me. Separation. I need reminders, but wasn't Kunai marked with a similar announcement before? No, I don't think Kunai's announcement was separation. Or was that just a hiatus announcement? It probably wasn't. I'm reaching. Yes, it was a hiatus. Yes, there was a few announcements with her. There was a hiatus one, and then she graduated, if I remember properly. It's not graduation, which meant Aster didn't quit. If he quit, it would have been a graduation. Think about Gundo, for example. She graduated, even though she was in the heels of a scandal. This meant that Gundo quit, and that was pretty clear given her past and future behavior. I mean, Gundo, kind of was a big part of building Nijisanji, so they owed her at least a graduation. It's not termination, obviously, since it would have been a termination. My best guess is what I have thinking all of this time, that what Aster did just doesn't rise to the level of legal defense, and there is no mechanism actually to remove him, since he didn't do anything else wrong to justify a termination. It's a bit different from Twisty, because Twisty actually did something that justified termination, although I'm pretty sure the actual reason Twisty was gone was other reasons, not for hurting Aster. I mean, we wouldn't get this news if Nijisanji was actually protecting Aster. What Aster did doesn't rise to the level of legal defense. How is that possible? These are EN talents, aren't they? Because his messages weren't overly sexual. Yeah, but sexual harassment has a very wide definition, even in the eyes of the law. This is why companies have human resources department. Fly you to my hotel room sounds pretty much as sexual. Yes, yes, thank you for reminding us of this. It'll work. Yes, exactly. He did say that. He did say that he wanted to fly somebody to a hotel room. I don't know. I think that falls into sexual harassment. Well, I can't diss Aster anymore. It's a pity, but still, that is a good thing for Niji, right? True, that is a good thing for Niji. It's a dub. Yet still not redeemable enough for the corpo. Right on, Blade. I mean, it's good for the livers. It's good for the livers that he's gone. Now they don't have to be uncomfortable with him. But the way the corpo is handling it, the lack of transparency, obviously people are gonna have trouble with that. Niji did nothing to fix their harassment policy. We were supposed to have a revamp of their policy at the end of the investigation, but we're not gonna have that if we don't get the results of the investigation. It's kind of like a package deal that we're just not getting. It's notable that Scarly didn't cry or react to him leaving in any way, but she cried for Kyo and Nina. Yet no one is crying for him leaving right now. Alright, let's read the rest of this comment. It's not even that he's not part of Nijisanji anymore, I guess we would see later. For example, he's still on the official Nijisanji roster. Okay, that's been fixed because he's removed now. Che-Ara might be the closest to what has happened. In that case, though, separation was a matter of technicality. Basically, Nijisanji had no authority to fire someone because what bad things she did was technically from a different company, and that company had no will to fire her because they were in the same bed with her. Perhaps literally as per some rumor. What? How have I never heard of this? Che-Ara? So what? So this person is saying there's a Nijisanji JP liver that also was separated because of a scandal with a previous company, and there's rumors that she might have been in bed with somebody from that previous company? In bed as in allied to, but then he says perhaps literally as per some rumor. As some might say, this is we have chosen to not renew the contract with this person for no legally discernible reason, phrased in so and so words, which is something, I guess. Yeah, it is something. EN VTuber fandom already is in La La Land in respect to their ideas about what any color is, so there is no reason to worry this would feed into their narratives. They already found an income stream which is rarely affected by this fandom, so this person says, honestly, this was really the only option they had. A termination would have had to include a reason, which, considering what he was accused of legal, would need rock-solid evidence of, especially considering Japan's libel laws. Oh, so this person is saying that, I mean, you know what? This could be a solid theory too, that they're not allowed to disclose this because it could have legal repercussion on them, as per Japan's libel law. But then they libeled a bunch of other livers like Zion Lenza. A graduation would have caused its own mess. Again, considering what he was accused of and how Twisty's termination was handled, keeping him and trying to pretend nothing happened would have been PR suicide for unaccountable reasons, so we are left with this simple non-renewal of contract. Kunai announced an indefinite streaming hiatus, and when she left, Nijisanji announced Kunai Nakazato will graduate. Yeah, but was her contract still on? Zion didn't live in Japan though, that's true. But does Aster live full-time in Japan though, or does he split his time between America and Japan? Yeah, he splits his time between the two regions, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know what's his first. I don't know how it works, by the way, when you live in two different areas. Does it go with your citizenship? But yeah, there's some pretty funny comments under the tweet. But what about the cooking stream? I've been waiting for so long. Freaking Boojin. Rosie Bell Mustang, separating is a weird word. Terminated would have had more balls, Zimo. True, I'm gonna like that. Terminated him the same day I stopped by the Nijisanji building. Coincidence? Oh, I think not, LM. They actually just waited for my video to come out to finish the job. True! This is definitely them protecting him again. Will we ever see the results of the investigation now? I'm also wondering that, Salvi. Separating. Interesting choice of words. I would agree so, Kenny. And Gabriel Cross. The literal one time you'd be praised for releasing detailed information on a talent's release, you hide away all the information. What is wrong with your management? Oh, well. There's a few things that is wrong with the management. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button. And I'll see you in the next video.